well. Hope all of you are doing good. So today's video is about finding accommodation. Finding an accommodation is a major concern when you move to a different city or a different place. So I thought I'll make a video on the experience that I had here, right? So coming to accommodations, if you are planning to stay at TRU, then that's a different scenario. That will be pretty straightforward. You can directly contact your ISA or international student advisor or the housing team. I will share the mail address for the residence team in the description, so you can reach out to them and they will be able to help you with getting an accommodation. So TRU has three buildings. One is the McGill residence, other one is East Village, and then North Tower, I believe. So the rate do change, vary, and McGill is the cheapest one. So you can, like I said, you can contact them and they will help you with the process to book the apartment. So you don't have to go there is no hustle or struggle to get an apartment if you're going for TRE. But staying off campus is obviously cheap, and but initially you'll have to go through a bit of struggle to find an accommodation. But once you find one, then it will be cheap and flexible to step out, etc. Yeah, it's the temperature is -3 here, and it's pretty cold outside. So I just put on a sweatshirt. Okay, so yeah, if you are planning to stay outside, that is off campus, then you have two options. First one would be living in an apartment, and the second one would be a basement. I'll talk about apartment first, and then I'll move to basement. Yeah. Apartments do come with a single bedroom, two bedroom, shared bathroom, or private bathrooms, right? So, and the rate do vary, depending on the size of your apartment. I live in a single bed apartment, which is of around 600 square feet, and that cost me around $1350. I know, it is quite expensive, and I will be moving out soon. By around Feb or March, I'm looking at moving to a different one, a cheaper one, right? So apartments, yeah, so the rate do vary from 1000 to 1300, 500 and upwards. So that's the range for an apartment. So I hope you have an idea now. If you are going for an apartment, so that will be the price range. But then you can have your friends to stay with you. Like if you can share the apartment with two or three, then the share for each person will obviously come down. So that's the way students live here. So that's how you can work out things, right? But you have to adjust a bit in terms of sharing the bathroom and other things with friends. So if you're that should be okay. That's student life, right? So you have to go with that. Okay. Other than that, apartments, there is a catch, that is, in apartments the utilities are not included. So the only thing included in your rent is water. So other than that, everything you will have to pay extra. So when I talk about everything else will be your hydro. Hydro is the electricity here. So here, as you know, everything runs on electricity. Like heater is always on, because otherwise you won't be able to stay inside. It is pretty cold, like I said. So the heater runs on electricity, obviously, and then your stove right? I mean, it's not gas; it runs on electricity, and everything else. I mean, anything that you can think of, everything runs in electricity. So here now, I run around and keep switching off, turning off the lights, and then if I'm in the room, then I turn off the heater in the hall area, kitchen area, etc. So, I mean, that's a thing that you have to be careful. So the hydro might come to around $100, right? So that's in addition to the rent that you will be paying. Other than hydro, you will also have to take care of the internet charges. So right now I am paying around around 110 or $90, I don't remember, for the Wi-Fi. So I am using Wi-Fi from Telus, I think. So for that I'm paying around $100. So that's so hydro plus the Wi-Fi is around $200, extra. You have to add that to your rent in an apartment. So that's a catch with the apartment. But if you are going for basement, obviously you will have the owner staying on the top floor, but basement will come with everything included, your hydro, your water, your Wi-Fi, everything will be included, and rent will range, the rent will obviously depend on the space, but it will range from around 800 to say 1300 or so, right? Another point to note with apartment is that the laundry won't be inside your room, inside your apartment. That will be a shared one, and you'll have to pay for that as well. So each time you go for laundry, for washing it's $2, and for drying it's $2. So you don't have drying options here, right? So you'll have to pay $4 for per laundry if you're staying in a apartment. But if you go for basement will have like I said, everything included, laundry and everything will be in-house, so you don't have to pay additional for that. Okay, a few more points to mention. So one would be furniture. When you get an apartment, the only thing that you get is a fridge, the stove, and the dishwasher, and the rooms, everything will be empty. It won't be furnished. And if you have to go for a furnished apartment, it will be pretty expensive. It will be in the range of around $1,600 or so. So apartments, that's another catch. There won't be any furnitures. But getting furnitures is pretty easy. If you go to the FB marketplace, Facebook marketplace for Kamloops, people, there will be many things that will be on ad. Most of the things are, priced at or are kept at free. The only trouble that you will have would be to bring the things to your apartment. Pickup will be a problem, but there are pickup options as well. I've come across some ads in Facebook who will help deliver the things to your place at around $15 or so. So in my apartment I did get a sofa, table, oven. So some of the items they did deliver for free. If you mention your situation, that you just landed here and you don't have an option to come and pick up, etc. So if they are passing by, then, and if they have a vehicle, then they will drop it for you. But otherwise, like I said, there are people who help, but you'll have to pay a minimal fee of $10 or $15. Yeah. So that is another thing. So furniture you'll have to keep in mind. But if you're going for basement, yeah, it comes furnished. Yeah, and the rates are also less. Another thing that I didn't go for a basement is because I am a person who like to see natural light. Like you can see now, I am standing in the balcony of the apartment, and you know when I get I mean, sitting inside the room, you can get into a gloomy mood, right? So that time, I mean, if you have a balcony, you can always step out, or even through the window. You can just look outside and look. I mean, getting that natural light will wake you up, right? So I mean, even in the mornings, I like to see the natural light coming through the window and wake up. That's one thing, because I mean, that's one reason why I took an apartment. But looking at the rent, I will soon be, considering a basement. So basement, you won't have an option. I mean, since that will be underground, you won't get the natural light. But there are walk-in basements as well. So you can opt for that. So that won't be completely underground. So there will be a window or so. I haven't gone through that. Okay, so I hope now you have a kind of idea on both apartments and basements, right? Another thing to note would be the lease agreement. So, irrespective of you're going for an apartment or a basement, be careful on the lease agreement that you're signing. Don't sign on a long-term contract, long-term lease. I mean, go for 3 or 4 months or maximum 6 months lease. The reason why I mentioned this is because when you see the apartment on pictures, or they do give a online walkthrough. It's called as viewing. So I mean, you won't be able to find out the small faults or the locality. Only, I mean, those things you will get to know only when you start staying in that place. And in case if you don't like the place, then if you have a long-term agreement, it will be difficult for you to move out. So that is one thing to keep in mind, right? Always keep be on a short-term lease or a short-term agreement, so that way you can be flexible. In case if you don't like the place, then you have an option to step out after say 3 or 4 months, right? So keep that lease agreement or the contract agreement short, right? Okay. So, looking for apartments, when I started searching for apartments, I started with Google, obviously. So I searched for apartments here, or even basements, through Google. So that will list most of the things here. I live in a Kelson group apartment, and Kelson group do have many apartments here, but the rates, like I said, are in that range around 1300 or so. They do have at around 1100 and on, but that was not empty. So otherwise, I would have went for that. Okay, so other places to look for are Kijiji or Marketplace, right? FB Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace, and yeah. There are a couple of pages, like Kamloops for rent, and one more. I don't remember the name, but I'll put those details in the description, so that you can go through that. So those pages, if you can join those groups, then they will regularly, there will be posts on, apartment or basements available on rent. So you can go through that as well. I will try to do a walkthrough of my apartment, just so that you get an idea on what you get at around 1300. Yeah. Okay, so this is a bedroom. So it's pretty spacious, as you can see. I don't have many things here, just one mattress. Actually, when I took the apartment on rent, there wasn't anything. So the mattress that you can see here is from the Facebook Marketplace, and it was listed for free. But I mean, it is pretty heavy. So I mean, I couldn't pick that up from the place. So I asked the owners if they could deliver it here, and they agreed for that, and I had to pay $20. which is okay. I mean, for a new mattress, you will have to pay at least 150 to $200. So this is, I mean, the mattress is in pretty good shape. As you can see, it's not a soft mattress; it is a hard one, right? And but I don't have a mattress box, but I mean, I'm okay with this, right? And then I bought a pillow, and yeah, this is the heater here, so this keeps the room warm, right? And I did get a storage box to keep some of my clothes, right? And this is a thermostat wherein you can control the temperature. Yeah, so right now, as you can see, it's off. I only switch it on at around 6 p.m, before sleep. Otherwise it will consume a lot of electricity, and like I said, electricity is not included in the rent, and you'll have to pay it separate. And here you have a window, and you get lots of sunlight through this window. So yeah, and I have a view of the hills from here, which is good. And then you got there's a wardrobe here, which is pretty spacious one. uh, Nothing much in here, just my things, right? Yeah, that's more about the room. As you can see, I mean, it's not a wooden floor, it is all matte, except for the kitchen area. I think kitchen and the bathroom, it's all matte. And as you come out of the room, I mean, as you can see, I don't wear sandals inside the room, I leave it outside. There is another almara here on both sides, and then on my left hand side, the washroom. Yeah, so on my left hand side, we have the washroom. So you got the wash basin and a few stuffs here, and then you got the commode, right? And then the wash area. It's all pretty clean actually, it's all like new, right? And then it has some storage area here, right? Here some storage. So I got the weighing scale here, which I always use in the morning, right? I mean, which is so much of use for me. And then you got another storage area here. Here I have kept all my suitcases, jackets, and everything. I mean, and as soon as I come inside, I keep my shoes here, and I keep all the dress items and everything, hoodie, gloves, everything is kept inside. Yeah, so that's a main door, and then on my right hand side I got the kitchen, some utensils here. So like I said, when I took the apartment, there was only the fridge, the stove, and the dishwasher. I haven't yet used the dishwasher because it again consumes energy, and you have to pay separate for the electricity bill. And the water filter that I bought separately, flask, I did buy this again because I have habit of drinking hot water. And oven, it was not here. This oven is bought from the marketplace for I mean, this was listed for $20, and it is a good size one. I think at least 30 liters, and it works, and I got this for $20. They wanted someone to pick this up, but when I explained my situation, they came here and dropped it. So that's how good the Canadians are, right? And then on the other side, I got the stove. So I bought this from India. I bought the masala box. This is very handy actually. Whenever I travel outside of India, I always carry a masala box, right? And then you got the fridge here. Got a few items here: chicken, ice cream, and other some frozen veggies. And then here I got some sauce, bread, and other things, right? That's a living area. That again is a good size one. The table that you see here, it was again not here, and it was all empty when I came here. So this table is for $70 again from marketplace, right? And then a table and the chairs. This table and the four chairs came for $70. This computer table was for $40 or so. Everything is in good shape. I mean, they when the people here buy go for new things, they just sell it off because they don't have place to keep it in their apartment. So, and the chair was for $20 or $30 again from marketplace. The sofa that you see here was for around $30, right? And then you have a AC here that is for summer. I haven't operated it yet as it's winter now. And then you got a heater. So the wires are kept on the boxes because the heater is hot, and there is a risk of melting down the wires, so I kept it on the box. And that is the Wi-Fi router and other things, right? So that's mostly it. There is a small space here. These are the cards. I mean, my daughter and son gave me these cards when I started from there. And yeah, that's so true. Yeah, yeah, that's mostly it. So like I said, I'm paying 113.50 for this apartment, right? So yeah, I hope the video is useful. Please do hit like and subscribe, and do share with your friends. And do let me know, like, if you want any videos on any specific topics, then I can cover that as well, right? Take care guys, then bye.